100%. Hate that I have to make these. Hey guys, what's up?
Good luck.
I'm comparing against none because I want to get a good idea for like what my average run would be. I don't have to produce a world record level calorie run, just enough to be good. Okay, so this is Star Fox level 1 Warpless. I'm going to be kind of walking through some of the boss fights, priorities for taking down enemies, etc. Feel free to let me know if you have any questions. So, Corneria is just all about knowing the priorities of guys, you know, which ones do you need to kill, which ones can you kind of leave, because in Star Fox, there's always that chance that the shots that you're taking are causing more lag than actually getting rid of the enemies themselves. So one thing to think about when looking at which enemies to kill is which ones are kind of moving quickly, which ones are going to kind of stay on the screen, who's chasing my ally, who are my allies chasing, like that, for example. Slippy, while he's staying on the screen right now, he's at least not shooting that enemy because there's nothing left to shoot. So that's always a good thing. Level 1 is really all about making sure that you know your priority of killing enemies in most stages. Making sure that your boss cycles are as quick as possible. Now, we can't control that on some of the bosses versus Fantron and Ventimore, so I'll get to that later. But the priorities thing's primarily an important factor in the Venom Orbit stage. And again, talk about that later. I'm only setting these stages up so I can give some examples of basic mechanics later in the stage, like on the boss, for example. Really important to get this guy out of the way because we need to kill something up on the left here before this mothership drops beneath the drones. There we go. Now the rest of the stage, I can just boost, and during this time it would probably be a really good time to read donation incentives. There's not much going on for about 20 seconds or so between the boosting here and just the boss to come out. Sometimes some of the bosses take time to come out, other times it's nothing, like in the Asteroid stage, you'll barely notice it. Thanks, guys. Okay, very basic there. We're gonna shoot off a bomb early, try to catch it early. Like right there. That was a really nice early cycle of that. In the marathon I might wait like another half second or so just for security, but really basic boss fight. Make sure you kill the first portal in one cycle, you shoot the bomb off so you can get both the tiles in the second cycle, and then the third one is just barrel rolling. Because if you barrel roll and shoot, you can actually get quicker shots off. A lot of people don't know that about this game. It's more prevalent when you have the fully upgraded laser. There's a lot of nuances in this game to pay attention to. A lot of people underestimate the speedrunning elements in this game. And 3:07 is actually a pretty top-notch time. Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, so Asteroid. Normally we would use the staged warps, but since the warp's unstable, I haven't submitted any warps to SGDQ, just because I don't want to be taking any chances. You know, I want to make these runs as marathon-friendly as possible, so we're going to be doing all the warpless submissions. Try to avoid that RNG element as much as possible. So Asteroids, again, is about knowing the priority of your enemies, and it's fairly obvious. The enemies that are bigger are the ones that need more attention, with the exception of the ones that the allies are chasing the allies. There. The bigger the enemy is in this stage, the quicker it needs to go out. Like right there. And for there, you want to aim for its neck. Otherwise, he'll scatter and create more pixels than what he's worth. It's horrible with those caterpillars. Now right here, it's more about just staying steady. Stay towards the center of the screen, don't panic. Most of these asteroids are in the relative same spot. This bomb board here is going to be kind of important to get because we need full bombs for Fantron 2. Now this is where we pick up our second laser upgrade. Fly between those three things, hit the blasters, everybody's happy. So, since we're not taking the warp, we're going to go off to the far right here. That way we avoid all the warp portals being super laggy. And again, this is a really nice spot where you could read donations because there's really nothing going on here. It's a little tricky at the end, but nothing I would consider, you know, risky or anything that's noteworthy here. Oh yeah, gotta barrel roll. I gotta make sure I barrel roll and deflect those things. Even though it is only level 1 and that kind of stuff doesn't matter as much, always good to be in that habit of just barrel rolling through things. It's not like it makes you go any faster. Oh, bird. Now this guy actually doesn't surprisingly cause any lag, but it was actually in this instance nice to have him because, well, makes it more marathon friendly if I have more health available to me. This guy is very iconic in this stage. He's killed a lot of people who play this game casually, so he's always worth mentioning. Alright, here we go. We're gonna give this a try. 1,000. Nice! That's not easy to do. And that's a perfect asteroid boss. Like, that was beautiful. Definitely, it's possible to do in Marathon, but that was very much above average. That's good to know, Noblemore. So again, if you want to talk about some more iconic stuff, the end of this stage, this is the only time we see this animation in the whole game, and this is like kind of like that build up to Space Armada. Everybody loves and knows Space Armada, who's played this game before. Oh, oops. Let's put a little late there.
Good luck.
Space Armada. It's not really as much action, speedrunning wise, as you would think, but it's nonetheless still fun to talk about. The stage is very much about just paying attention, lag reduction. There's a few places where we're going to want to take out the enemy as soon as possible so the allies don't come in. The more we keep them off the screen, the better. And then here we're going to want to stay along, like, for example, this is like a big lag reduction thing, along the right-hand side of the screen here, because the big thing there is taking up screen. These are the two guys we gotta get rid of quickly. But right there, unfortunately, the computer wouldn't let me kill them because I didn't get to him soon enough. It doesn't really cause that much lag, but it's still a pain in the butt nonetheless. I think it was maybe about a second to a half second at most. A lot of people remember these screens. Almost like flying puzzles, you have to be aware of where you are. They're really scary to move through when you initially start to speedrun them, so there will be a lot of wow factor here, because people aren't used to seeing someone just, you know, move through this area. It's very risky, but in a speedrun I got this under control. You know, I'd have to really be trying to fly into stuff in these zones. The last one I have to kind of pay attention to, but the first two aren't that bad. Okay, so a little bit of lag here. always good to err on the left side there for anyone who's kind of learning. So again, just kind of relaxing, almost even, in the first and second ones, they could even read donations if they wanted to. It's kind of a time for me to focus. That row of a bomb is like kind of like a semi-serious thing to grab, but even then. As long as I get at least 4 for the Fantron too. I mean, there's more than enough opportunities to get no bombs in this run. Right, so Nosferatu, another runner of this, used to call this part of the stage to the left, to the left. That's because there's some freighters that come down here, and some freighters you need to shoot down before they cause a lot of lag. So sticking very religiously to the left-hand side of the screen here, trying to make sure this thing doesn't come too close in the view is really important. So here, you see this freighter falling? We're just going to go to the left here. And if somebody didn't read donations during like the last couple parts, like if they wanted me to talk about like what my methodologies are for flying through those first 2 rooms, this one's kind of a more like serious time, but not so serious someone couldn't be reading donations in the background, so this would be another time as I'm kind of moving into here that would be a good time for it. Because this is all very automatic for me. Level 1 I've been doing for a very long time. Very natural to me, as long as I don't panic. Doesn't even happen in level 1, to be honest. It's fine. It might kind of get me moving, like, back and forth, which is, like, kind of funny. You know, it's something that my viewers kind of find funny. That's about it. That's not enough. Alright, so we have to be a little extra careful here. Star Fox stole Smash Bros. Alright, so this is the atomic core. Kind of a pain in the butt, but someone's gotta do it. There we go. I fought the one in Sector Z so much, this guy's not that big of an issue anymore. Actually a pretty good run. My wing integrity is probably a little compromised, but I'll see if I can pick up the one at the beginning of Meteor. Meteor is probably the serious time part of the run, to be honest. It's the stage where things can go most likely wrong in level 1. There's a lot of places where if you're not paying attention, things can go drastically downhill. That's actually a gold split for me if I was actually comparing. But I'm only gonna have a base timer here, so it's not even like splits are that important. That's why I'm kind of practicing without the splits in there. Alright, so you want to take down these guys' legs immediately. They cause a ton of lag. Barrel rolling, also very important in this stage. And you want to kill a ton of enemies in here. That goes without saying. Just because the enemies can build up so quickly in this stage. But as soon as you're done shooting, you're done shooting. You don't dawdle around with that. Alright, so now that we have wing integrity back, we got a little bit more wiggle room than we normally have, and I'll probably go for that during the marathon. This hell can be very annoying. And you gotta hit him in just the right place to bring him down. If you bring him down from up above, which I just discovered recently, there we go, there's a Nova Bomb not too many people know about. You want to make sure you blow those spider guys up far away if you choose to blow them up versus fly by them, because the closer explosions are, the more lag is caused. And yes, in case anybody's wondering, these are things that constantly go through my mind as I run this game. Oof, not good. You have to constantly be thinking about what you're doing. There's no idle time. There are certain enemies you have to kill, and then other ones you really shouldn't be touching. Some of them are optional. Now, you might think I'm collecting these bombs for the boss. I'm really not. Dancing Insector is nothing more than just hitting hard, hitting fast, and making sure you get 3 different legs. Shooting 3 different legs is so key here. Alright, so that was a semi-quick cycle. Not bad. So there's nothing we can do here. He can't be hit. He gets free hits on you during this cycle. So, you're just gonna fake him out here. Make him think you're gonna go below. And then same thing again here. We're doing barrel roll hits so he gets off his legs faster. That took him a little longer than it should have, but that's okay. We're still doing well. There's no shortcuts to this boss. You just gotta play well. Not bad. I mean, it wasn't great, but not bad. I would be very happy with a fight like that. The Dancing Insector is nothing to take lightly. Easily the most technical, tough boss in the run. There's just no way to it. Even though if you watch my world record video, Fantron looks way more complicated because of the skip. That's nothing. It either happens or it doesn't. That Insector boss is super annoying. Oh, who'd I get rated by? Well, thank you. Well, thank you for whoever did that. Anyways, we continue. This is Ventimore, but the most technical stage, probably. Or at least as far as lag reduction and priorities are concerned. And I'll talk a little bit about this during the run, about what kind of goes through my mind during this stage, because it's very hectic. Can't let the enemies do their thing. First of all, these panels, very annoying. You have to shoot them on the horizon before they even get close, otherwise there's a lag. Then there's going to be this big guy that comes flying soon. Oh, first there's those guys though. Or, here's the big guy I was talking about. So we kill him even before he gets to the center of the screen, which is great. There's another one. We could have killed him from above, but still, that was a good backup plan there. Alright, so these white guys here, these guys with the orange and white and gray, if they get too close, they'll split into 5, and that lag, not good for business. Okay, these guys come in pairs of 2, so you're always ready, especially for the second one there. Don't even let him have a chance to shoot at you. Notice there's that lag. You see it on the screen, and you can always tell how your lag is by watching how fast the boost meter fills up. If it fills in slow, your lag reduction's way off. And right now we're probably doing about a mediocre job. Probably about average, maybe a little above average, but nothing worth writing home about, to be honest. Whoa! Now there we had to prioritize hitting the boost button about a half second slower. Here comes the bird again, nothing to worry about though. That bird's actually pretty lag friendly there. You wouldn't think he is, but he is. Alright, that was okay. Could have been better, could have been worse. So this is Fantron, very notorious. Don't expect a face skip during a marathon run. Would be hype as heck, but don't expect it. Alright, so Fantron was being a bit rough there, but we even got past the worst case scenario, so I'm kind of happy that that happened while I was recording. Thanks for all your support, guys. Alright, so Fantron a little haywire on me. Fine. We're in stage 6, our wings are intact, we have 5 Nova Bombs. As far as I'm concerned, for an average run, things are going very well right now. I automatically lost 12 seconds there by not getting the random Fantron phase skip, so world record is actually very hard to get in this. I'm lucky I got the phase skip when I did to get the record. I'm just very focused right now. I'm playing the best I can, not worrying about world record pace, just playing my best. So in Venom here, it's a combination of knowing where your enemies are, knowing your surroundings, and setting yourself up for the best layout possible. So if, for example here, making sure these things aren't facing the wrong way is a really good start. These things can take out your wing integrity really quickly. This is just memorizing where everything is, knowing where your best place to be on the screen is. I don't like taking that hit normally, and I probably won't take it in a marathon run. But that is the speedrun strat, to get that ally kind of off the screen as soon as possible. Might have a shot at more wing integrity at the end, but I think we'll be okay here. I normally don't shoot this down here, I'm just experimenting a bit. You're always gonna get lag there, there's no controlling it. Stay sideways here just to avoid more things. Okay, we have full bombs, so we don't have to worry about that. But let's say I was hurting for wing integrity. Here's what we do. We take the hit, and then we get the wing integrity back, because shield is a lower priority in comparison to wing integrity. If you don't have wing integrity, you don't have anything. Wing integrity is super important in this game. Alright, so this is Fantron 2, he's gonna split. It's RNG as to which Fantron it is in phase 1 here. Went extremely well. That was phase 1. No big whoop. Phase 2 is the one that gets a little rocky, but even then, if you got a full supply of bombs, you don't have to worry about it when it splits. Alright, that was probably a little lower than it needed to be. That was a nice hit, right in the face there. That's gonna be a little bumpy, but I think we can do it. As long as we don't get some bad luck here. Let's fire at the face. There we go. Got a little lucky there, but on average that's about what happens. There's like a little shred left, shoot in the face, it's done. So now we get to Andros, and again, probably this is very iconic here. Route 1, classic polygon Andros phase. Very neat. This is kind of like the build-up to the hype, so it's certainly a ton of fun. A good place to read some last-minute donations during this run. Especially in the level 1 tunnel. Level 1 tunnel is nothing to worry about. It's, you know, Space Armada the sequel. Nice place to replenish my wing integrity at the end. Okay, so when we're talking about this boss, we're talking about a very inside to outside corners for the eyes, depending on where things are going. Nice! That was a very nice right eye. Better than usual, actually. Alright, so we're gonna fake Andros out here. We're gonna send all the panels this way. And then we're gonna barrel roll over here. Beautiful! That was a really nice Andros phase there. Alright, so now the cube goes down easily here. There we go. 24:07. Not bad. Let's compare to my personal best. Not bad. For a marathon, I would take only being 17 seconds behind, but as you can see, coming out of Space Armada, and that's, you know, where some of the real crap can go down is between Asteroid and sometimes there. Being only about 17 seconds off world record, and 12 of those seconds are to be accounted for not getting the Fantron phase skip, it's a pretty good run. It's a pretty good run. We'd take it. I'm giving an estimate of about 30 minutes. It shouldn't really go above 25, 26, but I'm always trying to be generous with the estimates. But yeah, that's Star Fox. Level 1, not too many things can go wrong. Very marathon safe. If I were to die at the end, it would spit me out in the Andros tunnel, give me twin lasers right away, and if it's any consolence, I've also defeated Andros with a single laser, no problem. So even if I lost my wings for whatever reason, no big deal. Some very cool credits, you know, kind of showing you the percentages, and I can kind of talk about that, saying, hey, you kill certain enemies, you get percentages, etc. They really don't carry any weight in the kind of run I do, but it's really neat. I like the ending for this game, at least. That Andros fight was very exceptional for me.
Cornelia.
This is Cornelia. Pepper speaking. Congratulations on a job well done.
Roger. I'm heading back to Cornelia.
So that's level 1. If you have any questions about it, let me know. If I'm allowed to submit multiple videos, I'll submit my record and I'll submit this video with commentary. If not, I'll just submit this one with commentary. But thank you so much for sitting in and watching Star Fox, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna let the credits roll, and then I will probably start making a level 2 video. Hang on, let me see. Alright, I'll get my practice here because I like to be a host. We have a $20 donation from Mr. Cab, who says, Sky too busy to read donations, unsub Kava. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Mr. Cab, you're awesome. And thank you for everyone who followed during this. I don't know why my donation tracker didn't go off. This is not a very commonly game to be speedrun because a lot of people assume it's an auto-scroller, but as I was explaining to you guys throughout that run, it's really more than that. There's so many different things that I think about each and every time I go through these runs. Ways I can do things better. For example, in Meteor, I never thought to shoot the little propeller things until I took a blind shot and like, oh, those guys can go down a little easier by shooting the propellers on them. So definitely we'll be incorporating that into runs in the future. Oh, also thank you for the raid, Mr. Cab. Thanks for being awesome. I also figured out a better Andros strat on the fly, which is kind of exciting. I was actually really close to my record throughout the first 3 stages, but then I think the dancing and sector fight was a little slower, and not getting the Fantron face skip were really the only time losses I had, and I made up, what? I made up almost 5 seconds on Andros, which is really encouraging. This record could probably even be broken again barely without the Fantron face skip. So what I'm going to do for these is, we're going to make a level 2 and a level 3 video, and then I'm going to, if this game were to get in, let who's ever putting together the schedule, if I were to get in, select whether or not they want level 2 or level 3 as a donation incentive. Each kind of comes with their risks, but would be amazing if pulled off at a marathon, so I would definitely put in the maximum amount of practice if level 2 or level 3 were to be a donation incentive, because, let's face it, donation incentives are notorious for being met during the marathons because of its success lately, so this is just if you want something but worse to have a level 1-0 route. Okay, let's go level 2 now. Another thing we don't get to see often. Alright guys, I'm in between videos right now. I'm sorry about missing alerts. Very much wanting to